Sure.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Sure, no problem.
Okay,
I think
Gigi.
Gigi has also, yeah.
Hi,
Go
yes.
ahead, Gigi, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So Gigi and on Discord, it's Empower AI. So will we be able to get a webinar that's kind of dedicated to GHL and also to utilizing the API? Those are my two biggest things. Really for voice, would be understanding how to use it for along with GHL, because I have the app inside of Go High Level, and
Mhm.
it doesn't show up. The actions do not show up in the workflows, so I'm not sure what we need to do with that. And then, like I said, just understanding the API so that we're able to utilize that. Like I want to be able to create um what do you call it, like transient bots or bots that will, like, I can basically, if someone could put information into a form, I can use that information within um the API to create an assistant that will then
Mhm.
make a call or something like that.
Okay, so essentially, what you would want to do is use the form fields as part of your prompt in the assistant and then make the call, right? Something like that.
Yes. So basically, I have it set up through VAPI right now. There's a
Mhm.
form that they fill out on GHL or through
Mhm.
GHL, and then that information, which is basically like their industry, their main product, just that kind of information, I'm able to pull through utilizing Make. I'm able to pull that information from a webhook into into make.com, and then use those variables within a prompt. um
Understood.
you see what I'm saying, that I can then
Yeah,
say it's this person, this industry, and that changes dynamically with every time a different person fills out that form. And so then what happens on the back end is once that's filled in, then there's a phone call to that person, basically acting as if it's the receptionist for their company. It's basically so they
right.
can feel and see what it sounds like before they ever have to get on a call with me.
Understood, Gigi. Yeah, yeah. I think part of it is doable right now, and we would be working on integrating custom fields within the prompt that can be called through the API. But yeah, we will have separate session for GHL to cover some of these use cases.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, one more query from my end. If we can actually have the forms with add attachment option, that would be really great. So
Sorry,
the
form with.
forms with add attachment option. You have anything that needs to be attached. You don't have an option, right, within the bot.
Right. Okay.
So if we
So
can
basically,
have
the user should be able to upload some document or something, right?
exactly. So that option, if
Understood.
we can provide, that would be really very helpful. And also, if there's an auto refresh button instead of the manual refresh, I mean the refresh button, no? You mean to say, I mean to say that previous cards gets erased, no? That's been automatically done. That would be really great because some of the customers, they don't want to show explicit their data, expose their data to the other persons, because manually there should be someone who has to have that, right? That is being done automatically, the client should be very happy. So that's you ask. You can actually give us a provision of setting our own timer so that it gets automatically deleted.
Understood. Sure. We'll
Yeah,
take that as a feedback.
yeah.
So starting with the agenda of this today's webinar, first we will learn how surveys are conducted, then about basics about Insighto, and I mean then what are the challenges feel, what impact does Insighto have, then how do you do the survey automation, and in the end we will have Q&A session, which will be broad Q&A. Whatever doubts, queries you have, or maybe suggestions you have, you can give it to us. So let's get started. How are surveys conducted? Starting with So first you have to determine your goal. Like what is the end goal? What do you want to achieve in the end? Like you want to know how your brand is perceived, or you want to know like how people are feeling about your product, or maybe you're doing some root cause analysis. You want to find, okay, let's say my product has been, I mean, the sales has been going down. I mean, the number of repurchases has been less. Could be various reasons. So you have to first determine that goal. Once you have determined that goal, ensure that it is, it is measurable. I think that is very important part. Then coming to second part, once you have determined your goal, you will be knowing amongst all your customer what subsection or sections of customer you would cater to and you would want to conduct survey on. Then based on that, you can select what are the various mediums of survey. So depending on your budget and depending on the feasibility, you can have some like something from online form to like, Insighto, we have like automated call surveys. You can even, yeah, so maybe you can have paper surveys if you have budget and if you have this capability, then conducting the surveys over there. And then obviously once you get all the responses, compiling the responses and seeing, okay, based on that, you'll be able to analyze, okay, what data I am getting. So this is the whole process over here. Anybody has any doubt in this?
No, it's clear. I can go ahead with the presentation.
Sure, thank you. So first, I would like to ask you all. So what do you think are the current challenges, when it comes to conducting surveys?
Like I mentioned, no, the during the surveys, what are the things that they need to attach? That's an option you can give that will be helpful. So that's for first and foremost thing that we would expect from an outcome.
Sure, we will take care of that. Thank you. Any other?
Probably a custom UI, if you can deliver that also would be helpful. And if there's any other ads or something that we can post apart from that's what they were asking. You can actually post some other facilities that clients are having that they can post it. That will be really helpful, is what they say in the chat. So like a small minor pop-up or something.
Okay,
I mean,
sure.
it's not related to this, but still, I just thought I'll make as a feedback.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you. And anybody would like to answer? Any guesses? Okay, then. So generally, if you see the general survey process, I mean, it is very slow because you have to decide whom you're going to target and you'll have to hire people. You'll have to, those people will be contacting many, many people. They'll be putting data in the Excel or Google Sheets. And that process takes a lot of time. So it is like very slow process. And in order to, have surveys, you will have to have like many, many, many people, like, so you'll have to hire people. The more you want to have, the larger, the wider scale you want to conduct surveys on, the more accurate data you want, you'll have to spend a lot of money. So it is a highly expensive process, and most of the money goes, I think, in the labor cost only. Then coming, like, all of these people, they will have some personal bias. Let's say if I'm asking about someone's experience, they will be describing it in vague words, like, say, okay, yeah, it was okay, it was decent. So for okay, for one person it could be 6 out of 10, for someone it could be 5 out of 10, for someone it could be 7 out of 10. So this is where personal bias comes in, and it happens quite a lot, and because of which it leads to like very inaccurate readings. And third, because it is expensive and because it is slow, so if it is very hard to scale it at a very good level to where we can get some good results. So these are the things these are the challenges which people face, in which companies and which corporates are facing while conducting surveys. Now coming to next about Insighto. I think, yeah, most of you use Insighto already. So I need not give much introduction. So it is an omni-channel platform, okay, powered by OpenAI 11 Labs. And yes, we have both AI chat agents and phone agents. Okay, next. Now coming to what and all, like, till now our journey, how it has been. So we have helped over 800 businesses, and we have automated around 3,500 conversations we around, yeah, per day, and we have saved per month we save around 2,975 business hours. Now, coming to survey automation with Insighto.ai. So first, just a second, I'll present my screen. Yeah, is my screen visible?
Not yet, Abhinav. Yes, now we can see it.
Yes, cool. So first part we will come to is contact. So in contacts, what happens is you can add a contact over here, first name, last name, email address, or maybe if you want, these are optionals. Okay, I think, but what you can add is code number and phone number. So you can have like you can add various contacts over here. You have bulk contact also. You can try this out, and you can add various contacts over here. So this is the first part where you will add contacts, and this shows okay what is available. So here my number is available and these things are not available. For this person with no name, yes, again number is available but other things are not available. Number is available but other things are not available. So this is how it is. So first thing is this. Now coming to the second part. So after this, what we have to do is we have to make a form. So over here, you can go to add a form and you can make a form over here. But to make things easy, I have already made the form. So you can select simple 1 minute.
Sorry to interrupt, Abhinav. Just to add some context here. Uh, yeah, so contact is basically where we are adding all the list of people to whom we want to reach out with the survey, right? And form is basically the structured columns or the fields that we want to capture as part of the survey, right? For example, the feedback rating for a certain product, or let's say a rating for a service, right? And it could be any number of parameters uh, which we want to capture from the survey in the structured form. So that's what we define in the form.
Yep. So you can add over here. I'll just show you the form I made for survey questions. Edit form field. So type of form I have selected as simple form survey question. Trigger is very, very important for the form. It when it should trigger. So trigger this form when user agrees for the survey. This is when I have triggered it. Then what you can do is you can select okay submit button. It won't be necessary here, but yeah, you can have this as submit. Then I have selected here these many fields. I can make it mandatory. Yes. So satisfactory rating on a scale of 1 to 5, how much you will give. Frequency use, okay, improvement seen, packaging and design, repurchase likelihood, and recommendation likelihood. So these are the these are the for columns I have filled for the form. Like this is the data I want to extract while in the call. So this is the form I have. Now in form, like I think yeah, this much is enough to know. So this is what I have updated the form. And yes, so this is the form we have over here. Now coming to assistant. So when we come to assistant over here, I think all of you must be many of you or almost all of you must be familiar. We will select phone, we will have one assistant name. Then here we can write something like, okay, e-commerce survey or some survey of a product. We can select language, voice, and then we have to write prompt. Now coming to prompt, I'll just briefly, I'll make you all go over through the prompt I have. So here I have described who it is. It is Jenny and what it is job is. Its job is to conduct surveys and then ask customers about like how they are liking the product. So just briefly describing about the job and then telling what should be the tone. It should be friendly as well as professional and then telling that okay these are the steps you have to follow. So first is greeting the user. Now this is contact field. So what happens over here is generally like, let's say we have made contacts over there, right? And we have put their name, number, and other data. So if we want some data to be called out, we can just do this and it will come contact first name. So this is how we can ensure that, we are able to personalize the survey when it is going in the personalized way. And then I have written it basic what you have to do, introduce yourself and ask them basic icebreaker question. Then after that, based on their response, because some people will be like, I'm doing good, some people will be like, I'm doing bad. So I've told AI to empathize with the response, and AI happens to empathize with the response pretty well, which you will see in the demo later. Now coming to this, so then tell them, okay, so then yeah, introducing about it. Okay, then yeah, that you have bought this moisturizer a few days ago, so we want to take a review about it. Then these are the questions. This is first question, this is second question. Okay, and so these are the different questions over here. And also I have written over here, you can see like if someone is rating them bad, then what they can do. Okay, acknowledging the user's respond. Okay, these kind of questions also I have put up. So like what will happen is again after user response, they say I am not liking it. So based on it, it will empathize and it will automatically respond to the users. Now then this is about the acknowledging and various other questions. And based on this, after that I have told here that okay, thank the user, and then whatever responses it has told, it will just summarize all the responses and it will ask, okay, if you want to let us know anything else. And so yes, then based on that, depend, okay, that yes, whatever reply they're giving, we'll tell them, okay, mostly it will be a feedback only, some other kind of feedback. So it is really appreciated. Okay, and then just basically just greeting them, thank you and goodbye. So this is the whole prompt over here. Like everyone clear with the prompt? Any doubts with the prompt? Sure
The
then.
prompts are all okay then.
Prompt seems okay. Cool.
Yeah, just we need these prompts. You can also email along with the attachment of this video. That would actually help us to go through on a very relaxed time. So
Yeah, sure. I will do that. So
We would also be publishing these prompts on the support portal, and yeah,
okay,
we would keep posting it up there. Yeah.
yeah. Since we've had a call, that really great.
I'm sorry, your voice was cutting off. Can you come again,
Yeah,
please?
the since we had this on a call, if you can attach this over an email, that would be really helpful.
Sure, sure, sir. Perry, I think you were also raised your hand. Please go ahead. Okay. Vinay, let's carry on, please.
yeah, sure. So yeah, this is the prompt I have written over here. And yes, I'll save it. Next coming after making the prompt, you will have to make the widget. Now, when you're adding the widget, you have to add the name of the widget. Okay, which assistant it was. So in this case, it is this assistant, then other things. And then over here, you have to have recording, maximum call duration. So let's make a widget, e-commerce survey. Now, survey for e-commerce. And let's select my Twilio account over here. Yep, done. So right now my second, yes, my widget is there. Okay, cool, my widget is there. Now after this widget, so I'll just show you the Google Sheet. So we'll have to create a Google Sheet right now. I have already created one. Over here in Google Sheet, you have to write, okay, what are the data points you have filled in the form. So you can go check your form and accordingly, you can put in your, you can fill in the columns over here. That this is the, I want data for these columns. You can fill that. Now, once that is done and the sheet is made, then comes a Zapier. So you have sheet ready now, Zapier. So here, what you have to do is first, I'll show you in Edit Zap. So you have to over here you have to select Insighto as an app. First, you'll get app option over here. You can select Insighto, and in event you have to select new captured form. That this is the form we have captured. Then here account will come. I'll just show you what happens over here. Let me create a new account. So here Zapier asks you for your API keys in Insighto. Just a minute, it is loading. Yeah. So just a minute, I'll show you my API keys. So this is the API key you get over here. we can write server integration, super admin, and server integration in Zapier. Okay, this we can put and it will give us API key. Now, just a second. Sorry, just a second. Just 1 minute. Connect an account. Yeah, I think now my screen is visible. So this is the kind of screen you get on Zapier when you click on that connect that account. And this is the API key you write. And I'll be like continue with Insighto. Yes. So I'll show you what my Zapier is showing right now. Yeah, you can use webhooks with the other applications. In Zapier, it is direct. Like I don't think you don't need to use webhooks in Zapier. And yes, account is set up in Insighto number 2, used in Zero's apps. Trigger. So here you'll have to write your form ID. And since I already created it, so what you can do is in your forms, over here, you can put copy ID. And let me show you what it shows. Yes, this is the ID it has. Okay. So this is the ID it has. Now, so let me click on test. So here it will show what are the different values you will get. Trigger. Yes. Continue with select record. And here what option, so once you create a form in this, once a new form is captured in Insighto, now what should happen to Google Sheets? That is the question. So we'll create a row in the Google Sheet. Now you will have to select your account over here. You can connect to a new account. You can connect to your Google directly and you can select your account. Now here comes the part. So here you'll have to select which spreadsheet you're working on, test, okay, which worksheet you're working on, sheet one. And then here you can select, okay, what are the different data points you want. So what are the different data points are there. So you can select that. Now once you select that, then you can continue and you can test this step. I'll be like, okay, let's retest this step. So once this test is restepped and then publish, and then we can do like new version. You can version name it anything, and then it is published. Yes, so V8 is created. Now I'll use my phone and I'll show you how this thing works. So I'll select this and till now, by the way, everything is clear to everyone. Anybody, any doubts? I saw some comments. Okay, can we use Webhook? Quick question, when do we
Tanmay and I are taking care of the comments. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Yes, then I'll start calling it. So here you'll have to select e-commerce survey for, I hope, wait a second, it is this one. Yes, let's see. Oh yeah, I received a call.
Hello, Abhinav. My name is Jenny, and I hope you are doing well today. How are you?
Yeah, hi Jenny, I'm good.
I'm glad to hear that, Abhinav. I want to take a moment to ask you for your feedback on your purchase of the Vital Stick Hydrating Moisturizer. Your feedback is really valuable to us. Do you have a few minutes to answer some questions?
Yeah, Jenny, sure.
Thank you so much, Abhinav. To start, how satisfied are you with our moisturizer on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being very dissatisfied and 5 being very satisfied?
Yeah, Jenny, I would say 5.
That's wonderful to hear, Abhinav. Thank you for that positive feedback. How frequently do you use the moisturizer? Daily, weekly, or monthly?
I use it monthly.
Thank you for sharing that. Abhinav, have you noticed any improvements in your skin since using our Vital Skin Hydrating Moisturizer?
Somewhat. So what has happened is like I would say the glow has little bit improved, but I'm expecting my skin to be more hydrated.
I appreciate your honesty, Abhinav. It's great to hear that you've noticed some improvement in your glow. I understand that you're looking for more hydration, and we often hear that with consistent use. Many customers experience even better results over time. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts on our packaging and design. Do you find it easy to use and visually appealing?
Yeah, I find your packaging good. It is easy to use, and also I find it visually appealing.
Thank you for that feedback, Abhinav. I'm glad to hear you like the packaging and find it easy to use. Based on your experience, how likely are you to purchase the Vital Skin Hydrating Moisturizer again on a scale of 1 to 5?
I would say 5.
That's fantastic to hear, Abhinav. Thank you for your positive response. Now, how much would you recommend the Vital Skin Hydrating Moisturizer to your friends and family on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would say 8.
Thank you for your recommendation, Abhinav. An 8 is a great score. To summarize, you rated your satisfaction as a 5. You use the moisturizer monthly, and while you've seen some improvement, you're hoping for more hydration. You also find the packaging to be visually appealing and easy to use, and you're likely to purchase it again with a score of 5, recommending it with an 8. Is there anything else you'd like to share or any suggestions you have for us?
Nothing. That's it.
Thank you, Abhinav. I really appreciate your detailed feedback. Your input helps us ensure we're meeting your skincare needs. Have a great day, and thank you for taking the time to chat with me.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes. So this was it. It still says GPT 3.5 Turbo. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, Neeraj, you would like to add anything?
Yeah, guys. So on the backend side, we have upgraded the model to use 4.0 mini. On the UI side, it is not still reflected, but yeah, rest assured that it is using 4.0 mini now, only for voice agent.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Abhinav.
Yes. So this is what we have done it right now over here. And right now we can, I think what will happen is it is 15 minutes. So let's give it some 15 minutes and then I think let's see then we will see it and then till then we can have some Q&A in the meanwhile.
Yeah, guys. So any question? I think Perry has the raise her hand. Perry, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'd like
Yeah.
to,
Hey.
I would like to, for you guys to show us an example of how to connect the Google Calendar. I've got most of the steps completed, but somewhere along the line, something is missing where the information is not showing on the calendar. Can you give us, can you show us how that process works step by step?
Google Calendar.
Yes,
Uh,
how to connect to the Google Calendar.
So Abhinav, we can show
yes,
how to connect and integrate with Google Calendar, and then we can share the prompt that is the Insighto prompt, which can be used to drive
sure.
the conversation.
So once you go to AI agents and tools, you'll find Google Calendar here. You can click on setup. So I'll just share with you how to start a new one. So as you can see, I have several of my email IDs here. Let's select Abhinav.insighto. Yes. So you will, all this permission will happen then. And then over here, wait a second. Just a minute, it is taking time to load.
Just try a refresh, Abhinav.
Yeah, sure. Yes. So name. I can name it. So let's name it Abhinav, my new calendar, because I have already made many calendars. So let's name it my new calendar. Create. Now it will create it. Then it will come over here. You will have various appointments. So you can depending on this. So if you want people to know time, so obviously you will use get earliest appointments. Then creating an appointment, that is an obvious function why everybody use, and then checking appointments is available. So these are the three functions. You can give them permission, and then once you do that, then you can select your calendar. So this is one. Any CCs, any like people you want in your invite, maybe your teammates or someone. How much duration should it be? You can select the time zone. After that, what you can do is you can select invite title also. You can write maybe if you're not satisfied with what the title it is writing, demo or appointment, you can write anything. Now coming to select availability, you can select Sunday, then you can select what are the timings, submit. So Sunday 9 to 5, yeah. No, 9 to 5. Now let's come to Monday. So Monday you can select some timing 8:00 and I'll select 14:30. So yes, in Monday. So like this you can select time and once you click on finish, it will be done. So I'll just select this one as of now. So yes, once this is done, it is over. Yes. So you can see Google Calendar was made. So this is how you make Google. This is how you integrate Google Calendar. Now I'll see some prompt. I'll show you like how it is. How do you connect it? So this is Insighto demo. So this was like if anybody will call Insighto, we can book the demo. So over here, you'll have to connect tools. You can check the connected tool over here. So this you have to do once you write the prompt and then you'll have to open this again and then you'll have to connect tools. But before that, you'll have to mention it in prompt over here. Like over here, I have mentioned. If they ask for demo, ask them when they would like to book. Once they tell their preferred option, check the availability using the tool. So this is the thing where you're asking tool, okay, check the availability, check that earliest appointment wala part. And then if there are more than 4 appointments for the same day, and this is just one condition we have set. Okay. And generally like this is also one thing we have said that okay, instead of like if you have all slots free from 11 to 4, so just say you're free from 11 to 4, don't say 11, 11:30, 12, 12:30 like that. And you can combining the consecutive slots and this part present the date and time and do not share more than 4 slots a day. So then once they confirm the slot, then asking their name, their phone number, email address. Once these details are shared, then making the appointment using available tool. If there is an error, apologizing to them that there is some technical issue. And otherwise, yes, and asking the user to log in. Hello?
Are you asking me? I'm still here.
Hello, yeah, you are audible.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're
Okay.
audible. So are you clear with this now?
No, I think probably I got to talk to you guys through the support because yeah, you haven't covered this specific problem that I'm having. I think maybe it's better to speak to you through support.
Sure, definitely. Okay.
So Perry, you can. I'm just dropping in my email, so you can connect with me on email, and I will be able there to assist you. We can book a slot. separately.
Okay. Okay,
Sure.
Neeraj.
Just drop in my email ID.
I will.
So you can connect it with me on tanmay.agrawal@insightgo.ai.
Sure. Anybody, any question, any doubts or anything you have?
I think Gigi has raised her hand. Gigi, go ahead, please.
Hey, it's me again. So on the calendar, this was something that I noticed, and maybe you can help me. So when it books on the Google Calendar, it's very generic. Is there a way that we can, and how about going about formatting it so that when it appears on the calendar, it gives like the person's name, maybe their phone number and email, and what the meeting is about? Is there a way to do that within the platform so that it shows up and it just doesn't show up as a meeting on there?
Right, Gigi. So that is something we are currently adding the feature for. So
Okay.
there would be an additional calendar invite description field, which will allow you to customize the invite body, which would be sent to the recipient.
Okay, great. That was one of the things that I was hoping. The other thing is, I noticed you showed us how we can put things on a Google sheet. Is there a way for it? Because what I did is I created a restaurant bot, which actually works really well, and it does everything. But of course, we know that AI isn't great with math. So I have it in the Google sheet that it actually totals up the order and puts it in a field in a column. Is there a way for it to read that column and bring that information back into the discussion in voice?
Okay, so Gigi, to solve that particular use case, we are releasing another tool, right, which connects to any database. It could be, let's say, your product database, or it could be food items database, and it will be able to run queries on top of that data, right, in real time. So that will allow us to run aggregation queries outside LLM into using your existing database. So we are expecting to release that in the coming week. So with something like that, I think that would be a better way to do the handle the same use case.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Those are like my two main things that I saw. I noticed you said that 4.0 mini is now the voice default. And I think that was all I really had, other than just being able to create assistants dynamically. But I also want to say thank you guys, because I know you and Tanmay, y'all have been great and very helpful.
Sure, happy to help, Vijay. Back to you, Abhinav.
Yeah, sure. So anybody, any questions you have or anything would you like to speak?
Yes, I have something more. I noticed that there's an agency plugin, and when I share my calendar with a customer, I came across this agency plugin where it seems that the customer would have to create their own Zapier account. Don't you think that would be a turnoff for a customer to have to go through that whole process, understanding Zapier, and creating an account in order to use it to use our service? It's like an extra step that, when I first got the software, I'm thinking, okay, I'll just set it up for the customer. But if the customer has to create a Zapier account, I don't know how enthusiastic they would be about that. Is that agency net plugin necessary?
So maybe to answer your question, most of the users, they would be setting up the accounts for their customers by themselves, right? So this will require some handholding for the end customer to be able to actually utilize this platform.
So the customer has to set up the agency account. They have to set, not the agency account. They have to set up
So-
the Zapier account, or is this something I should be doing for them?
Okay, so agency account would be required only in case you want your customers to log into your dashboard with your own branding and domain. If you can
Oh.
manage that within your account, then they don't need to have a separate sub account,
Okay,
right? Yeah, and most of the end businesses that you would work with, they would not be tech savvy to be able to configure Zapier or anything like that on their own. So that
right,
is where you would have to step in. You would have to provide your service and help them achieve the required integration.
right. That's what I thought. They would not be savvy enough to do it on their own. It's tough enough for me to do it, so I know just the average person.
That is the value we are bringing on the table, right? For these businesses.
I'm sorry?
I mean, that is the primary value we are bringing on the table for these sort of businesses.
Oh, yeah, understood.
Venkat has raised his hands. Yeah, you can speak.
Okay. So one question I have is, can like in the agency account, can we configure individual these keys, like the API keys for different, let's say 11 labs or anything like that for customers? So let's say I onboarded a heavy usage customer, right? Can I configure their own API key for let's say 11 labs or anything like that?
So, Venkat, so for something like that, they would be dependent on your primary keys, and all the
Okay.
requests would be served through that,
Okay, got it.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, but you would have access to their uses, so you can bill them accordingly as per your own billing.
Okay, so we should be able to see their usage clearly. That's all. That's the only question I
Yes.
have. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Alberto, you can say.
One of the last times that I tried testing the appointment booking capabilities of one of the phone agents, it told me that it was going to send me a confirmation of the booking via email. But that was not successful. It kind of seemed like a little bit of a hallucination to me. I'm just curious, like right now, somebody who calls in to a phone agent or even a chat agent, how are they alerted about the date and time of their scheduled booking?
Yeah. Hi, Alberto. Thanks for that question. So, yeah, I mean, the email is sent for any booking made through the phone or the chatbot agent. In your case, why that did not happen, I think if you can email to me or Tanmay, we would be able to better guide you on why that did not happen and resolve that issue for you.
All right, thank you. I'll be sure to reach out.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah,
Gigi,
Gigi.
please go ahead. Yeah.
So just to go on what he just said, I think it's in the prompting. I think you have to put it specifically in the prompt to email the or to send an email to the recipient. Is that correct?
It's partly accurate, Gigi. So what happens is the email is sent by Google whenever there is an invite, a new invite, right? All we need to do in the prompt is to ask LLM to book the appointment. As soon as the appointment would be booked, it would automatically send the email.
Okay, because if that's the case, mine never sends an email. From when I set it up, it just never sends an email. So I thought that was something that had to be prompted. Within I have to be put within the prompt.
Okay, I mean, again, I would request you if you can connect with me offline, and we can, get this resolved. But yeah,
Okay.
email is expected whenever an appointment is booked.
Okay, thank you. One other quick question. Can you guys show, I know you just said you came out with the actions for Go High Level. Is there a way you could show that real quick, or is that just want to wait for another time?
I think we can do a separate session for you, or you and I can have a separate call, and I can take you through my GHL setup to walk you through how we did it.
Okay, that'll work. I'll just schedule something with you.
Sure.
So, there are a few queries in the chat box. So Karthik have requested like for GPT-4 Mini, how many credits, inputs and output tokens are required? Like, how is the credit usage on GPT-4 Mini?
Okay, for Mini, it's 1 credit. That was a chatbot. For the phone agent, it stays the same.
Stays the same. Okay, so
Yeah.
Karthik, it's 1 credit for 1 second.
No, I have a quick question. I'm not asking about the credit. I'm asking about like how many input and output token, or like kind of like what's the window limit? How many like tokens I can send in the prompt, and how many should I expect when the AI is like talking?
I think the limit for 4O Mini is 128K. I don't have the exact numbers on the top of my head right now, but yeah, we can come like provide you the exact numbers if required. But the context length is 128K for 4O Mini.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Venkat, please go ahead.
Yeah, I think in the same like thing we were talking about sending email. I believe what is happening is it is directly setting up the calendar invite without sending the email. That is what I observed. But I will, from my side, I will see that the calendar invite from the organizer side, it is already set up, and from the recipient side, it will show the calendar slot basically. I think there is something going on there.
Okay, so you are suggesting that it reflects in the calendar, but the explicit email is not there.
Probably that is what is happening. So yeah, we might
Okay.
have to look into that once, because I encountered
Sure.
whatever others told me a couple of times. Yes, but if you directly go see in the calendar, it will show as like it is not yet accepted. So so if I have to go click on that, it will like I will have an option to like accept that, and then it will show as confirmed.
Okay. Sure, Venkat, we'll take a look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ronald.
Hold on here. Yeah. Okay. So I'm having some issues with GPT 4.0 Mini. Uh, I can only use it in the chat context, right? Not in the voice context. So I'm not sure what's going on there. The other thing I'm having, I'm having numerous issues. Like just uploading a basic photo, things like that, and maybe someone can get with me, decide. Maybe we can. Maybe it's just unique to me, but just nothing's like really sticking. I'm not sure if it has to do with the plan I'm on or whatever it is, if it's not integrated properly. But it's not just myself. Someone else has tried this with the integration. I mean, I've actually integrated Perplexity tools with this, so I know how to do webhooks and things like that. But just uploading a basic photo. I mean, just changing the name. I can't even get in there to change the name of the company, right? For the agency. So I can't even do that. It's like grayed out. I can't even change that. So basic things like that for the agency integration, it's impossible for me to do that.
Hey, Dr. Ron. So I'll take that up. So initially, with the agency plan, the name of the field was grayed out once you like fill it up for the first time. But once, so we have later changed that functionality. You should be able to change the agency name now. I think we deployed it just yesterday or today morning. You should be able to change the agency name, but not the subdomain. The subdomains cannot be changed. You would have to email us for that.
Oh,
And
sure,
yeah, but
sure, absolutely, I get that. But what about like
yeah.
changing out so the agency name is fine, right? So changing that. But
Mhm.
what about like the picture? Just changing that. Just
The
uploading
logo, right?
a logo, just a logo.
Right.
That
Those
I
things would
can't
be
do.
doable. Yeah, they should work, and we can connect. We would be taking separate sessions for agency holders, and
Yeah, I mean, it
we are also
shouldn't take
working
me
on,
4 hours trying to upload a logo, right? And it should stick, right? I
of
mean,
course.
it's a logo. I've tried 9 different, from JPEG to bitmap to whatever different functions, and none of it suck. So I mean, it should not take that long to try to upload a logo. You know, shouldn't take me about 4 hours to do that. That's human capital that I shouldn't be spending on uploading a logo. Really.
Absolutely, Ron. I mean, totally agree with that. Uh, that is the reason why we have agency under the beta release, and this in the coming week we would be coming up with the videos and separate sessions in order to help in setting up these things.
Right. So I mean, it looks like it's a clear cut. And I really like the way everything's laid out. Right. It's not a lot of things that can go wrong. It's kind of dummy proof. The way you can't really fill out a whole lot of things. And I like that. I like that you can't really break a lot of things on there. Right. So and that's great that the way that you guys have it set up. So I think maybe it has to do with just my settings. So if someone can get with me, I would greatly appreciate that.
Sure, Ron. We'll reach out to you separately after the call, and we can arrange a separate session to get you set up with the agency.
Fantastic. I really appreciate it.
Sure.
Yep. And I think there's one. Okay, yeah, Perry.
Yes, just a question about the agency. I do want to purchase the agency. I got an email saying I have until Sunday to do that. Is that still possible?
Yes, Perry. I mean, you can reach out to our support, and we can help you in getting one before Sunday.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
Yep. And there was one thing asked in comment, I mean in the in-call messages. Can you assure us that when your product gets success in future investment, all of us with agency lifetime will be logged into our deal?
Sorry, I did not get it.
Okay, so there is one at 8:44 p.m. like CIZUR762. He has written that.
Of course. I mean, we are actually considering mapping the agency pack with our Diamond one. So all the early supporters, you guys have been. So we would be mapping it with the Diamond plan, which would actually be our subscription-based agency plan as well in the coming weeks.
And also, like he has asked if we can get integration with Active Pieces. I think Active Pieces is competitor of Zapier.
I guess it's a separate product. I guess I'm not very sure, but yeah. Anyway, so we can. I would request you guys if you can create these feature requests on our portal. I think Tanmay has already shared the portal name. So if you can share these requests or upvote there, so we can prioritize them accordingly. So that would be really helpful.
Okay.
I have one last question before we wrap up. You just mentioned tying the agency plan to the diamond tier. I'm wondering if that would include all of the benefits that come from the diamond tier, like the multimodal, the auto intent, and would that include the bring your own voice option as well?
Yes, Alberto. So some of these things are in development. So multimodal, for example, it is not developed yet. We have not released it even for our diamond customers right now. Right. So those things are not there today, but whenever we complete them, build them, we would release it for the agency holders as well, because they would be using the keys directly, so it's fine with us.
Okay. So I didn't. That's the other thing. I didn't know that wasn't built out yet. Okay, so great. That really addressed another one of my questions about the multimodal situation there, because I definitely
Mhm.
needed to use that. I'm using different platforms for different things because I'm using Vision. I need multimodal capability for something else. For a different platform for another use case scenario, and I'm using another platform for that. But I wanted to just have a unified platform, where I can just use everything. So I guess once all that rolls out, you'll be able to. Also, if you have anyone that can, if you guys are doing any kind of beta, or if you have anyone for early integration, please consider me as a use case scenario for that. I would love to be involved with that.
Sure, Dr. Ron. And if you can email us your use case, specifically how you are using any other platform for multimodal, that would be helpful.
Uh, sure. Okay. Absolutely. I will.
Yeah.
I sure will. I can send
Yeah.
you over how we're getting that done.
Sure. Sure. All right. I
Yep.
think we are out of time now. So Abhinav, back to you so we can quickly wrap up the things.
Yep. Sure. So I think I have 15 minutes more than that are up. I'll just a second. I'll present my screen. Yep. So as you can see, like I think it was bold over here. So as you can see, like it has filled the responses, and yes, I think it has filled the responses, and that part is done because now next part and Q&A is done. I think yep. Anybody still wants to ask any question? I think that's it. Then we will wrap it up. Okay, do we have access to this video? Yes, you have access to this video. We will share it with you. Could you show
We'll
it
share the
again?
recording. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Okay, could you show it again? Just a second. Could I show it again? Sure. So here, 1 second. Yes. So this over here. So product rating, I gave this, frequency this, and this. Okay, thank you. Can we see responses? Yeah. Okay, anything else?
Can we have more of these webinars more frequently?
Yes, certainly, Perry. I mean, this is the start with today's webinar, and we definitely intend to continue doing them more often. Also, to let you know, guys, if anybody of you is based out of Dubai, uh, Tanmay and myself would be in Dubai in the first week of September from 8th to 12th. So if anybody of you is in the area, we will be happy to meet and yeah, just catch up.
Yeah, I have a question on 11 Labs voice and also integration with Go High Level. Could you answer that question, please?
Sure, Greg, please go ahead.
It's in the chat a couple of times now. So
Okay,
what,
sorry.
yeah, sorry. Go, please. Yeah, I have to go. I have to mute now.
Sure. So for 11 Labs, so any voice that you see as labeled as premium, it's actually taken from 11 Labs, right? So it uses 11 Labs under the hood. And for Go High Level, we would be conducting a separate session where we would show some of the integrations on how Insighto can be used as part of the Go High Level workflow, as well as independently to answer the GHL chatbots.
Okay, thanks. I'll follow up with you on both those points. Thank you.
Sure, Craig.
Sure. How big is your team? 70 plus. Yes.
All right, guys, then. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time. And we'll make sure that we do this more often, at least. We'll try for at least doing it once a week. But yeah, We'll keep you guys updated. And I think the next one, based on my understanding, we could probably cover GHL integration in the next webinar. So I think that is the one that is most demanding. Or if somebody has any thoughts on that, please raise them. All right, then. So yeah, we'll take up the GHL one next time, and we'll let you know on the date and time. And meanwhile, in case you have any question, just feel free to reach out to our support. We try to close any ticket within a day's time. So yeah, we would be happy to answer any question.
Can it integrate with any workflow, any API?
Yes, so we do have the APIs. We can share the API documentation link with you. The documentation is not very well written for the APIs, so we can help you in terms of figuring it out. But yeah, the APIs do exist and they can be used. All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great weekend. See you later then.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you everyone.
Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.